So I was thinking, why did I wind up leaving my husband? What was the breaking point? And I thought about this. I've been thinking about this for a couple months. What was my breaking point? And you could say it was the point where he completely neglected and abandoned me whenever I had my ankle fracture back in late September / mid-October. That could be it. But honestly, no. I mean, at that point, I still had hope. I still had hope that things could get better, that we could get better. I wanted to believe that basically the love that I had for him and that I thought that he had for me would see us through. And I was wrong. Because what wound up happening is I wound up showing him that basically emotional withholding and abandoning me just because he was losing an argument, just because he couldn't get his way, was a strategy that worked. And it did work at first. Because at first, I found it so offensive and so horrible that I wanted to do anything to stop it. But then there came a time in early February of this year, and my husband basically, he was talking on the cell phone with his aunt Luba, and basically she decided to call me fake, and I'm in the room with him. I am listening to his aunt call me fake. And I'm not saying a word because I don't want to get involved. But at first he was defending me to her, basically saying that I'm not fake and all this other and that she's basically wrong and all this other stuff, which she is. But after the call, he then decides to start saying that his aunt was right. And he decides to start this whole fight about this erroneous belief that I'm somehow fake, and it became a thing. But that was the breaking point. That was when I noticed that this emotional withholding, he could church it up in language like, oh, he cares about me, he's doing what's best for me, whatever, but that's not true. That's not even remotely true. And the moment I saw that he was willing to do this, to start these fights, to basically allow himself to be triangulated into conflict, that was my breaking point. I mean, that wasn't my point of no return. That would come in March. But that was my breaking point. That was when I said, I need to get the fuck out of this relationship. So that's what I did. I started planning for 2 months to get out of the house and return to the Yukon. And that's where I am. I'm in the Yukon. So yeah, I'll tell a little bit more about this story later. But I figured taking some time, walking around during my lunch breaks and trying to go through this story and trying to really put it together in my mind. What happened, why I left, and basically what's happening now might be the best way to process what's going on. And I want to share that journey because it's kind of fucked up what happened to me. And it's kind of fucked up what my husband did to me. And I don't know who needs to hear this and who needs to understand what's going on. But I'm hoping that maybe if I tell my story, that'll help you understand.